Will your future boss monitor your performance by reading your brain? Today we talk about brain-computer interfaces used in the workplace, and we ask ourselves, are they a good idea? Data privacy is certainly one of the biggest concerns when it comes to brain-computer interfaces, and people always ask questions like, will hackers or the government spy my brain? But what if people looking at your brain data is actually the purpose of the application? And we're not talking about doctors. The idea is actually not new. In 2018, an article from the South China Morning Post reported workers' brains being monitored. Workers would wear EEG caps to monitor their performance, like their emotional state or their level of attention. EEG stands for electroencephalography, and is a non-invasive method to monitor the brain's activity. In this technique, electrodes are placed on the scalp. They can detect brain waves via voltage fluctuations. No surgery is required compared, for example, to Neuralink's implant, but the precision is lower than in the case of invasive solutions. The non-invasive aspect of this kind of technology makes it more suitable for commercial applications. In fact, different solutions are already available. In the article, a company reported using the device on 40,000 workers since 2014, with profits allegedly boosting by 315 millions since then. But using this kind of technology in the workplace might actually raise some concerns when it comes to worker surveillance. Now, you might be thinking, but Paolo, this is in China. And China has always been, let's say, a bit extreme in monitoring its population. Certainly this would not happen in the liberal, good old West, right? In 2020 article by Motherboard, we're introduced to Emotiv, one of the many companies which are working on wearable EEGs, so wearable devices that rely on electroencephalography. One of its devices, Emotiv MN8, is designed to monitor parameters like stress, attention and cognitive load, with the objective of analyzing the user's performance over a day or a week. The device includes two sensors placed in the ear that can read brain activity. Specifically, they can read the electromagnetic waves generated by the brain. Data is then sent via Bluetooth and processed with machine learning algorithms. The resulting frequencies, like the ones that you can see, can indicate the mental state of a person. While Emotiv, the company itself, is aware that this device is not as precise as the ones that can be used in a medical lab, employees' performance is still considered a potential use. Again, with the objective of improving the productivity of the employees. Emotiv clarifies that brain data is not collected against the employee's will, and that employees are not reprimanded in case of unexpected brain activity. But is it true? It could be, honestly. In my opinion, Emotiv or other similar companies that are developing this kind of more commercial-like brain-computer interfaces, they should not be blamed themselves. After all, these devices could be used by willing customers, and if you're using this kind of application just for yourself, then good for you. Rather, it's the use in the workplace that seems a bit borderline, a bit on the border of the non-acceptable. In the article, Paula Brandner, an employment attorney, sees such a device as part of a continued encroachment in the workplace of workers. Monitoring employees' brains is not just unwanted surveillance to check who is slacking and who is not, but it could also lead to potential breach of sensitive data, like in the case if a worker has a mental disorder. Or even worse, it could lead to false positives. Because you see, EEG as a technology is not perfect. It tends to pick, for example, a lot of noise. For example, it registers as brain activity random head movements like blinking or jaw clenching. In addition, compared to lab devices that are used in medical labs, the commercial devices are less performing. For example, they are so-called dry devices. That is, they don't use conductive gels that are typically used in lab settings, which are meant to improve the readings of the sensors. Dry sensors and dry devices are obviously more practical because you don't need the gel, you don't need to put the gel on the sensor, but clearly they are less performing. So not only this kind of devices and technology may trigger a serious debate when it comes to employees' privacy, but they might even not work as intended. Do you think that this kind of technology will become more commonplace in the workplace of the future? Let me know in the comments. And if you're interested in this kind of videos, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.